Portal2Cast.
Let the games begin.
In 3, 2...
Welcome to the Portal2Cast, the only show designed to make you a better builder. Today we're going to do some cold playing of newest uploaded tests. Let's get started. Cat Mayhem by Portal2Cast. I like this puzzle already. No idea whether it's any good, but that name is hilarious. Let's check the placard. We have 9 elements highlighted already. And 2 doors. I believe this was my complaint with folks who wanted to add multiple doors into the puzzle maker. And I really agreed with Valve's decision to make the door the beginning and end of the puzzle. So now, is that the exit? Is the exit going to be through here? I don't know. And this may be a B map or a hammer map. Pretty obvious method so far for snagging a ball. See, I can't tell walking up to that, though that must be my entrance. Okay, and we have a light bridge up there. And how do I get up there? That's a good question, isn't it? Alright. I don't see any portal walls in here, do you? Is that a flip panel? Oh no, there's a space up there into this room. Oh, that is really hard to tell. Okay, so looks like I can flip panel and faith plate into and out of. Aha! Alright, rooms 1 and 2 solved. And on to room 3. And we have cleansing gel, bounce gel or reflection gel, and speed gel or red gel. I just usually call them by their colors, clear, blue, and red. Simpler for me. And an excursion funnel. Well, lots going on here, but not too much. Another complaint, the companion cube. You'll find if you play a lot of random chambers, most of them have a companion cube, even though they don't need to. I shouldn't say most anymore. I've done the show enough to see that not most of them, perhaps. I'm not quite sure how I will return, but we will find out. I wonder if I was meant to do something with the gel first to let me jump over this pit. I don't know that that's intended, but I'm going to make use of it while it's here because I wasn't sure about my way back anyway. This is curious as well because it kind of looks like the room might have another solution, although I don't know. I don't know. We'll use this to climb up here. And the cleansing gel may be just so your cube isn't blue or red when you get up here. And is this the exit? I think it is. Alright. Well, all things told, that wasn't a bad little test. Disagree with using more than one door. I can tell this was done in B. That's how I got multiple doors. A few steps in sequence to figure out what I like about Cat Mayhem is that it gave me goals in measured steps that I could use. I'm not sure because there was a lot in that third room that I didn't need. For example, I didn't need the red gel for anything. I'm not sure what that was for. You might need to play test a little bit more to figure out what players can do. For example, with the excursion funnel up to the exit there, I didn't need to do anything with the red gel. Zigzag roller coaster black Mensa. Oh, giant super dark chamber. My first complaint. Although I do like the artistry of, I don't know what this is intended to be, but it almost looks like, you know, tombs, like a graveyard kind of feel below there. And if you're doing dim lighting with that sort of thing, that's okay. It does have lights up here. I probably would have lit this from the bottom, stylistic difference, and I certainly would have lit it a bit more. But it's okay to have a little bit less lighting than everybody else. But just a dark chamber kind of makes people think you're amateur, even if you're not. Your puzzles could be brilliant, but people think that you don't put time and attention into them if it's a dark puzzle. So I'm just bouncing all over the place. I'm not even really paying much attention. I see there's tons of buttons down here. And am I going to have to do anything else? Or that beats the puzzle. So I guess this is just for fun. Although I'm not sure what the purpose of all these other buttons up there was. Maybe this particular mapper has other plans for this puzzle he hasn't got quite to yet. I don't know, and these are just placeholder buttons down here until he figures out what he wants to do with the rest of that. I think it could use a little bit more work, even the roller coaster aspect. You're bouncing around in one big room. Even not being a fan of roller coasters, more of a scenic journey through rooms of different types and places would be a little bit more interesting. Blue Gel Madness by Tweak2517. Blue gel and a cube. Ah, yes. Everyone's favorite first chamber to build. Nothing but blue gel and cubes. I, of course, did one of these, but I did not publish it. I was just curious. In fact, I tried to make mine as small as possible and get the walls gellable as well and have the player bounce around. And what I called it was, this is what it must be like to be a particle. So there's the one blue cube we would have to grab. Of course, you can duck on blue gel if you are bouncing around to help give yourself a measure of control and stop bouncing. And I will need to wash this off with the cleansing gel here. And as I said before, companion cube in lots of these puzzle chambers, and don't need a companion cube. No story to it, and if it's in every chamber, it's not a joke anymore. The joke about the companion cube was there was one. In both games, there was the same one, arguably. So please don't put companion cubes unless it's a joke, it's an Easter egg. You actually need to give the player the clue that they should carry it with them. Quick one, question mark, by 7 Josh. Okay, good lighting. Easily dispatched turret. What I don't like so far is the labyrinthine feel, but so far it's not too bad. We'll see if his intent is just to make me get lost, or is just because the test itself is simple, and so there's a level of complexity added just by putting some close walls in here. No reason for this to be that dark. I would actually add lighting around it to indicate, hey, this is where you're going. Good use of ant trail if we can follow this back to the button. Would be an annoyance to me if he elected to make that signage. And I can't hear... Okay, there is a timer, so we're going to need to portal between these two. There's no way to run back and forth. I should have thought of that right off. Ah, and a new room. And here's a pet peeve, a button that I don't know what it does, and I may need it again, but it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, this just got me back up to the top. What was the point of that? This is where I came from. Maybe I'm supposed to flip that panel back somehow and make use of this funnel elsewhere. I'm not sure, and one thing I haven't seen so far is the exit. That's the entrance, I can tell, because it's gray, and there's not multiple doors in here. There's a black tile up there. Oh my, okay, so we need to... Nope, we don't have to excursion funnel that way. We can portal. So here's a new room. Okay, now we need the excursion funnel, and there's a whole lot more going on back here. My goodness. I have an excursion funnel, but I cannot portal the excursion funnel. It looks like that button activated this flip panel, which actually ruined my chances of using this funnel. Except, no, I take it back. The square behind it is not a portal wall, so you would need this flip panel to be facing down. I think this is actually an incorrect design. Maybe the mapper will comment after he sees the video and tell us what this is meant to be, because right now you can't use this funnel. It doesn't matter if you portal beside it or anything. There's nothing you can do with it unless this particular panel was facing down. And without it, I kind of cheesed my way into the next area, but without it, I can't go much further in this area up here. And up here would be the next level of this chamber, which if the excursion funnel worked, you could funnel yourself up, hit that button, and see what else is going on, although the number of ant trails up there is a little bit intimidating, but maybe it makes sense when you have a look at it. But from down here, I see no portal walls up there, and I obviously can't climb this wall with anything else except that excursion funnel, which is pointed at a non-portal surface with that flip panel activated. So, Test 6 by MCCA Skill 1. Alright, we have an exit in plain sight, which I like. We have only the default lighting, which I don't like. Looks like when you walked in, you had a clue that that laser relay is connected to the exit because it was checked until the Franken turret dropped. We have a reflection cube. Wait here, Franken turret. And now I've got 2 out of 3. And 3 out of 3 if I dispose of Mr. Turret and put my Franken cube on the button. So this is a very easy, short test. Nothing really wrong with it except for lack of lighting. That was quick, so we're going to do one more and call it a day. In Plain Sight by LLF Trusty Gun. I guess LLF is a clan. Placard says a moderate amount of elements. Lighting is only the default in room number 1 here. Looks like that would give me a new cube if I needed. Okay. Looks like a cube flinging puzzle because we have floor and ceiling, and if he will fall straight. Alright, I will probably have to do that once I myself am on that surface. Let's see. Except this is going to be tough for me because this goes pretty quick. See, these sorts of puzzles that become about execution, even after you've solved the puzzle component, they can be irritating to players. I'm one of those players, by the way. And I've read this on the discussion forum or on puzzles where people say, well, I solved the puzzle, but you put this frustration factor thing in that wasn't part of the solution. I knew the solution, but I just had to try and do part of the puzzle until it worked, and that annoyed me because I want Portal 2 to be about thinking. And if you want Portal 2 to be about execution, that's okay. Just know that there's a good number of people who don't. Trying to do this repeatedly, I mean, this just gets old. I'm sure you're tired of watching me try to do it already, and I'm sure there's players out there will say, well, he's just not that good. You're right, I'm not that good, but that's why this frustrates me, and I prefer a puzzle that requires a minor amount of execution, but it will be a thinking game to me for an hour. It's just something to be aware of. If you made that easier for the player, the cube part of the puzzle could actually be the same, and if I had to get up there and catch the cube, players might not figure that out right away. I'm sure plenty of players who are better at flinging will go ahead and give this a shot. That's all we're going to do today, so thanks to everybody for watching, and thanks as always to our mappers for mapping. Have a great day.